Do you think in this kind of financialization of Bitcoin, we can retain the freedom money aspects of it?
That is a fantastic question that Bitcoiners are not asking enough. I think every Bitcoiner understands that the root of the problem is fractional reserve practices. Like fractional reserve practices that allow for the creation of currency units out of thin air is like the definition of the problem. Hal had another interesting topic, what he thought about Bitcoin banks. He thought that where this led to, if Bitcoin wins and Bitcoin succeeds, we move back into a free banking era because ultimately Bitcoin is a free market money. But I think what a lot of new Bitcoiners don't understand, either because they are just now starting their journey or they're so tied up in life, they haven't had time to go to the deeper levels of the rabbit hole, but you can't have free market money when a small group of men can state the price of the money. So when a small group of men can state, and the price of money is interest rates, right? So when a small group of men can say what the interest rate is with their mouth, and they can state that rate, and they can use different policies to anchor that rate, and they can control the price of money. Well, since money is 50% of every single transaction, controlling the price of money is controlling every single transaction. So by definition, you cannot have free market money when a small group of men can tell you what the price of money is. Can you imagine if Bitcoin wins the battle and then as a Bitcoiner, you want to post pristine collateral and then a small group of men tells you what the price is to borrow against your Bitcoin? That's not free market money. And we are now kind of heading down that path where Bitcoiners are like, that's it, we won, we're integrating into the system. No, you cannot have free market money without free market interest rates. This is not just a monetary revolution. This is a financial revolution. That means you need a true free market yield curve. And that's why I love Bitcoin. That's why I'm so passionate about Bitcoin. I see the digital economy, the only economy in the world that has no debt, the only economy in the world that has no one power player or controller that can come in and say how the game is supposed to be played or what the rules are supposed to be. It's a consensus mechanism through proof of work. It's the perfect mechanism for consensus. And we run a node to broadcast our feelings and to cast our vote. That you should hodl Bitcoin and never sell Bitcoin, especially right now in the middle of the ongoing transfer of wealth. You should teach that you don't trust people who practice rehypothecation. You don't trust companies that practice fractional reserves. You don't trust these types of setups, and you align with your feet. You move from one platform to another, and then you vote with your money, and you use the products and services of the platforms who are moving forward what Bitcoin really is and what this revolution is about, which is not just about becoming rich by holding an asset. It's about freedom. It's about having a better future for our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids, where a small group of men cannot dictate whether or not the value of their time and labor should increase or decrease. That the free market itself dictates that value based on the contraction or expansion of the global economy. That's what this movement is about. And you must vote with your money and your feet to support those people who understand what's going on.
Oh, I'm so bullish, CJ. This is great.
Unfortunately, some Bitcoiners are choosing the uncommon sense answer because it's just too different, or they don't understand that, Hal's vision of a Bitcoin-backed bank like MicroStrategy and hopefully one day People's Reserve being the echelon and the corner and the foundation of the marketplace to help understand the price of money, to let the free market dictate the price of money. So I love your questions because they all come back to what Bitcoin did, right? What Bitcoin did. Like, what did it do? It brought us back to the basics. It got us out of this crazy fiat monetary experiment that has, just like the education system, sometimes by good actors, sometimes by bad actors, has just been led down the wrong path. And at this point in time, we need to stop. We need to exit the path. And we need to revert and move back to the path of common sense. And one reason I love Bitcoin so much is because it's not just that it's a financial revolution, it's a peaceful revolution. No violence required, no pain and suffering required. You can just simply vote with your money to choose Bitcoin and opt out of the madness, opt out of the non-commonsensical TradFi setup that they have, and literally be your own bank. And if we can do that, we can win without a shot ever being fired, which to me is really important too. I mean, I have my fourth kid coming, so I don't want my kids growing up. Thank you so much. I don't want my kids growing up having to fight for their freedom. Our founding fathers fought for that. Let's choose the peaceful revolution, vote with our feet, like you said, by choosing the right platform, and vote with our money by spending our money on goods and services with people who support the orange peace revolution. And if we do that, things are going to accelerate even faster than they are right now, because as the light bulb goes off, I see even these LPs, right? Even the guys who are providing the liquidity, they've been, maybe it's like a family office. A lot of people have been trying to liquidate real estate for the past couple of years. They still haven't sold their properties because real estate is not perfectly liquid. And when interest rates are held high by a small group of men who get to state the rate and hold it up there, unless you're willing to take a massive price cut, you're not going to be able to liquidate that property. So they don't understand negative risk, because in a circulating credit market, there is no such thing except risk. It's risk on top of risk with rehypothecated risk, and then derivative risk on top of the rehypothecated risk. In a commodity credit market backed by Bitcoin, there is literally negative risk, because to initiate the loan, you're at least posting 1-to-1. That's at people's reserve. I think the standard within the lending marketplace is you're posting 2-to-1 to get the 50% LTV. Right?
Yep.
So it's over collateralized. There is more equity. There's no promise required. If you borrowed the money and walk away and never come back, we don't care. We will just liquidate the portion of your Bitcoin to close the loan, and you come back and get the rest of your Bitcoin and take it back into self-custody. It's negative risk. So that's what's so hard for these TradFi LPs to understand. They can't plug it into their models. Their models don't compute. But that's what's so exciting about monetization. The monetization is going to accelerate this understanding. And then the financialization is going to bring about these new revolutionary Bitcoin-powered financial products that will make Bitcoiners the risk-free borrower, and that will give Bitcoiners access to the cheapest cost of capital in the world, because you are now the risk-free borrower. You hold the pristine collateral that is the foundation of the system.